In this video, I'd like to discuss 10 things that you can do to improve your guitar playing. These are things that are not directly related to practice itself, but 10 general things you can do that will definitely improve your guitar progress. Let's get into them. Hey everybody, Jamie Allroyd here, helping you learn jazz guitar. If you're new around here and you want a structured guide to learning jazz guitar, then check out my free beginner jazz guitar guide, which is linked and listed below. The first thing that you can do to improve your guitar playing is to either take lessons with a teacher or join a group. This comes from my personal experience of taking guitar lessons and also my experience as a teacher. Having a teacher to guide you through learning guitar makes you accountable, and if you find a good teacher, then it should save you time. It should help you get the result that you want quicker. But the main thing is, if you get a good teacher, they should keep you motivated through the highs and lows of learning and help get you the results that you want. So that's the first thing. Either take a couple lessons with a teacher, maybe even just a one-off lesson. If there's a player or a guitarist that really inspires you, take a Zoom lesson with him. If he's touring near you or she is touring near you, then take an in-person lesson. That will definitely help you improve as a guitarist. The second thing that you can do to improve your playing is to purchase a book, an online course, an ebook, something related to learning guitar. Now, of course, you can get many free video courses and many free books and free ebooks and all that kind of stuff. I've even said that I've got my own free ebook at the beginning of this video, but the act of purchasing, parting with your hard-earned cash to get a book or an online course will make you use it more, because I don't know about you, but if you get something that is free, I mean, yeah, you might stick with it and that could work, but there's something about the mental process of buying something that makes you want to get more value from it. So if you buy a book that you've been wanting to buy for a while or an online course, that will definitely help you and motivate you to practice more. So that's the second thing. Purchase an instructional book, course, or ebook. The next tip is to go and see a live performance, a live gig. This could be at a guitar festival, it could just be a general jazz gig. Whatever you want or whatever inspires you, get out there, go and do it. It can be cold, dark, rainy, whatever. If you go and see a great live performance, then that can inspire you to practice a heck of a lot more than just sitting at home and watching TV for an evening. So if you haven't seen a live gig in a while, or if you've never seen a live jazz gig, then most cities or towns have them. So try and seek out a gig to go and see, and that will really help you put things that you're practicing on into perspective. You'll be able to see how real musicians use these things on the bandstand. So that is the third tip there. Go and see a live performance. The next thing you can do to improve your guitar playing is related to what I've just said, and that is to get your own gig. Now, that might seem a little bit intimidating if you've never gotten a gig before, or if you've never played a gig, but it can be a very good way to make you accountable and keep you practicing. Now, I'm not saying you've got to go and play at the Royal Albert Hall or any kind of big club or festival or anything like that. I mean, obviously go and do that if you want to, and if you feel like you can, then do that. But equally, you can get all kinds of low-key gigs to help you gain some performance experience. This could just be for a friend's party. This could maybe be a charity gig. Things like that are really good just for brushing off the performance cobwebs and get you playing. Of course, you can also go to a jam session, which is related, and those are very beneficial as well. But the process of preparing a gig, having a select amount of songs that you need to be able to play all the way through, is a really great motivator to do that. And it's something that when I first began playing, some of the gigs that I started playing were like that, very low key, very casual, and it's a great way just to kind of get some of your repertoire into the public and brush off performance anxiety. The next point might seem obvious, but that is to listen to music. The act of listening to music is sometimes a little bit underappreciated in 2023. What I mean by listening to music is not listening to music while you're doing something else like cleaning. Listening to music means taking the time to sit and listen to music. Listen to it and enjoy it without any other distractions. You have to remember that a music like jazz has been around for a long time, and there's a lot of fantastic recorded vinyls, CDs, even a lot of great albums that you can listen to streaming, which are available now for inspiration. And you can get some of my own recommendations by checking out some of the videos that I've done, which I recommend some of my favourite albums to check out. But that process, I think, is sometimes underlooked and undervalued by people that are wanting to progress, really. If you're watching this video now and I said, can you name 5 classic jazz albums and you can only get to 1 or 2, then you definitely need to listen to some more music. If I ask you to name 3 jazz saxophone players and you can't name them within a couple of minutes, then you need to do some more listening. If you're learning any style of music seriously, then you need to be able to listen to the music and understand its history and its players, because that can be just as effective. If you know how certain players play and phrase, that can be more effective than knowing a scale, because how are you going to know what to do with a scale unless you know the players of the genre? So that would be that tip there. Listen to music. The next tip needs to be taken in moderation here, and that is to purchase some new musical equipment. Now, I'm not saying you need to go and buy an expensive guitar or several expensive guitars unless you really want to, but I think every once in a while buying something that inspires you to play more is always a good thing. And let's face it, sometimes when you've got a nice guitar, it's a psychological effect. If you open the case to something or take it off the stand and you really enjoy playing it, then you are going to practice and play it more. So, that can have its advantages within reason. Obviously, we don't want to become too unfocused on the actual playing itself, but a guitar can do that. On a smaller scale, even just something as maybe a nice music stand, maybe a new set of guitar strings, maybe some new plectrums. Even those smaller purchases can make the actual process of playing more enjoyable. So I think within reason, treating yourself to some kind of new piece of musical gear every so often should help keep you inspired and focused. The next tip is to get a friend who is a musician. If you have a friend that's a musician, then you'll be able to jam, bounce ideas off them. This is absolutely invaluable to you becoming a better player, because if you think about it, you only maybe see your teacher for half an hour or an hour once every week or two. And if you go to a jam session or something like that, then you might only play a couple of songs. But if you've got a friend, another guitar player that you can get together with and play, then you could play for a couple of hours and really run things and get better as a player. So I know that sometimes, at least in related to jazz, this can be a little bit tricky, because there seems to be this division of musicians where you've got all the professional players and then those that are beginning, and there doesn't seem to be as much in the middle. But believe me, there is a few players like that, and even if you are a beginner, then try and seek out and find other players who are learning the instrument. It doesn't have to be guitar players. You could jam with all kinds of instrumentalists. So you might just want to go and seek out a jam session, and if there's any other beginner players or people who are trying to get things together, then that will definitely be a good way to go and network and meet some other people who are learning it. So that is that tip. Get a friend or get a musician buddy or a guitarist buddy or whatever you want to call it. The next tip is to record yourself playing. Record yourself playing a piece that you know, record yourself playing scales, whatever it is that you are working on. Every once in a while you should record yourself. Now, I don't personally like to record myself every single practice session, but certainly on a regular occurrence, I'd say at the very worst case scenario, once a month or maybe even once every couple of weeks, I just like to get my smartphone, put it on selfie mode, take a video and watch back on something that I've been practicing and reflect on my own playing. I know it's quite hard to do. It's not exactly that exciting watching your own playing, but that is so invaluable. And the reason why I say record with video is because sometimes if you practicing a performance piece, you've got to see how you look overall. Often if you don't look like you're enjoying yourself or you've got bad technique, that can really kind of go unnoticed unless you record a video of yourself as well. I mean, audio is okay if you're looking more into that kind of rabbit hole of how to record, but generally speaking, I think you need to have some video as well, and that is a very beneficial way to progress as a musician, is to record yourself, listen back, and don't just be negative as well. Don't just think, oh, I'm not doing this, not doing that. Think about some things that you are doing that you enjoy about your playing. Write a list of things that you are happy with, and then maybe a few things that you wish you would get better at, really. And that's a good way to do it. See it balanced. Don't just be too negative about the situation. The next point is to not compare yourself against other musicians. It's so easy to go on social media and scroll down and see like a 7-year-old that can play scales at 400 beats per minute or whatever it is now. That, I mean, you don't want to compare yourself, because it can be kind of an endless loop, and you know, if you feel it necessary to quit social media, then that's always a good thing in my opinion. But generally speaking, you're only comparing yourself with yourself, right? You're not comparing yourself to anybody else. If you're better today than what you were, even if it's only 1 or 2% better than yesterday or the day before, that's all that really matters, to be honest. So it's easier said than done, I know, I understand, but equally I think it's a point that really can help your mental health and help you enjoy the process of learning more. The last tip that I'd like to share is to enjoy yourself and enjoy the journey of learning to play. It's a challenging instrument, it's not easy, and if you're learning jazz, then there's a lot of obstacles to overcome. But you have to enjoy the journey and the process, because it's never ending. There's always something that you want to improve on, but you want to enjoy it. You know, if you pick up your guitar, enjoy how it feels to pluck the strings, to fret the notes, to be able to play something that you like the sound of. Enjoy it and play it for fun as well. If you are working on something, then make sure that you definitely have some time, it could be once a week or maybe once every couple of days, to play songs that you know that are not an effort for you to play, that you can just enjoy the process of playing music without getting too much inside your own head. So that would be the last and final tip, is to enjoy the journey. Remember, it's always the journey that we enjoy. The destination is, with music, it's never ending. We're always getting better, so we might as well enjoy it rather than just beat ourselves up all the time. So that concludes my list of 10 tips to help you improve as a musician. What do you think is one of the best ways that you can improve as a musician? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you like this video, subscribe to this channel and leave a comment. Thank you for watching.